My fiancé announced, "I'm moving in with my ex-boyfriend to save money for our wedding." I said, "That's incredibly thoughtful of you." We'd been together for 4 years. Whitney and I were engaged 8 months from our wedding date, actively planning our future. I'm a financial advisor, so I notice when numbers don't add up, including the one relationship dynamic that never quite balanced. Her ex-boyfriend, Colin. This guy showed up at every birthday, every group dinner, every casual weekend hangout. He'd make comments about their history that were just subtle enough to be excused, but Whitney always protected him. "We ended on good terms," she'd say. "He's genuinely happy for us." The happiness she meant was funded by me. I'd covered the wedding deposit, the engagement ring, and most of our shared expenses while she saved. Last Friday, she came home with this manufactured excitement, rehearsed but shaky. She sat me down in our kitchen, the one I'd renovated myself. "I've been thinking about our finances," she started, way too carefully. "Colin's roommate just moved out, and he offered me the spare room." I set down my coffee. "You want to move in with Colin? Just until the wedding. His rent is half what I pay here. I could save $1,500 a month. That's $18,000 by the wedding. We could upgrade the honeymoon, get better rings." She wasn't asking permission. After 4 years together, she was announcing she was moving in with her ex-boyfriend like I didn't deserve a say. I could have exploded, could have called off the engagement right there. Instead, I smiled. "Whitney, that's incredibly thoughtful of you." Her expression froze. This wasn't the reaction she'd prepared for. "You're putting our future first. That's the kind of financial maturity I want in a wife." She spent the rest of the evening talking excitedly about her savings plan. I nodded along, playing the supportive fiancé. Later, while she texted Colin making arrangements, I made calls of my own. When she finished, I sat down with my laptop. "You know what? You've inspired me. Since you're making this sacrifice, I should match your commitment." She looked confused. "What do you mean? Remember that partnership opportunity in Austin? The venture capital position? Equity stake, 6-figure base, but I'd need to relocate for 18 months. I turned it down because of the wedding." I watched her face go white. "I called them back tonight. I'm taking it." "You're moving to Texas? Contract starts in 4 weeks. I can sell the condo, live in corporate housing, and invest everything. By the time I'm back, we'll have a down payment for a house. But what about the wedding? We'll postpone it. 18 months isn't that long. If we're serious about building wealth, we can't be emotional about timing. You taught me that today." Pure panic. Then I delivered the finish. "And since we're living separately and managing money independently now, we should split our accounts. I've already drafted the breakdown." Her plan, where she'd live with Colin while keeping me as her financial guarantee, just collapsed. She tried to argue, but I threw her own logic back at every point. When we split everything, she learned our wedding fund was 92% my contributions. The engagement ring was mine to return. The condo was solely in my name. She walked away with her car and about $2,000. Then, I systematically cut every connection. Wedding venue canceled. Half the deposit recovered. Her name on my credit cards removed. Family phone plan terminated. Insurance, gym membership, streaming account, all gone. Colin's messages were priceless. First, "Man, you're making a huge mistake." Then, "Whitney can't cover her half of rent. Can you help?" Finally, "The landlord's filing eviction. This is your fault." Here's what they didn't know. I'm a financial advisor with access to our shared accounts. Whitney had been messaging Colin for 3 months about this plan. Screenshots of them laughing about keeping me on the hook while they figured things out, calling me their safety net. When mutual friends called me an asshole for abandoning my fiancé, I forwarded them everything. The messages, the financial records, Colin's eviction history from 2 previous apartments. The calls stopped immediately. 8 months later, the original wedding date passed. Whitney's working retail after word spread in her professional network. Colin's back living with his parents after the eviction. They're not even speaking after he blamed her for ruining his housing situation. She tried to claim the engagement ring was legally hers. My lawyer sent her a bill for the consultation.